Do you think guys want to hook up with you more or less once they recognize you from the internet?
More.
No, I think for sure less. Gay guys like mystery. They like to know as little as possible about you. At least me.
I think that's just.
I agree with you.
So, this is bad. Some of this is bad. Some of this is bad. Some of this is
To drag out whores.
I don't understand when guys who have nice bodies are insecure.
Don't get me
Or
started.
done.
Don't get me
I'm
started.
done.
Or if you're hung and have depression. Come on now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy to me.
If I had a good body underneath all these layers, I would never take my shirt. I have a shirt on.
Right.
Never.
I know.
It's crazy.
But you're tall, so you also probably have to do very little in life.
No.
To get attention.
No, it's bad. You guys have no idea.
Oh, it's really bad.
Yeah, it's
That's
really
why you keep
bad.
changing cities.
Yeah.
Because you're tall.
I used to be over 400 pounds, so it's a huge mess under here. That's why I have to keep leaving cities once people see what's underneath.
Once everyone finds out, you gotta leave.
I have to go. I can't keep living like
You
this.
better be careful because that's his like hottest thing is like guys that used to be bigger that aren't anymore. He's like
Transformations.
Oh
are my
yeah,
thing.
no. I always say I'm half trans because I still have my chest. I need my top surgery.
There is something like so special about that. I was like big in high school. And
How big?
Like probably 60 pounds heavier than I am now.
Whoa, yeah.
And I
Holy shit.
I'm validating your feeling.
I
you
just want to say,
haven't
and you're
bad.
so brave for still being alive.
Yeah, you're so.
thank you so much. Thank you.
I cannot believe you're still alive.
I know, I really got through it.
Congratulations.
I showed a picture of it to somebody one time because he was like, I was a fat kid in high school. So I was like, oh, me too. I showed a picture and he literally said, oh, I wasn't that big.
Oh, when I show people my before pictures, they're like they're shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
But it's amazing because then we develop these personalities
Yeah.
and then we're hot now.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
Are we rolling?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we are?
We just go.
We
into
don't
it
have a
fun,
beginning.
and anything can be cut out. We trick you.
Perfect.
I feel
good.
trapped.
I want that hung comment. To
Oh, it's
be-
in there. It's that's being
That's what you were
clipped.
thinking.
I was like,
God, I
did he
said
get
that. Do I
this?
have to say it
Please.
again?
Yeah.
We got it.
Also, back to the people shirtless. I work with these boys all the time. Like I'm in a play right now where the whole point is that at the end, this shirtless guy, he does a strip. He's like insanely hot. And we were doing a video backstage the other day and I was like, let's do a little video to promote the show. It was like, okay, let me put my shirt on. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, why would you do that? If I looked like you, I was like, you can put it on if you want. It's totally up to you. But you understand you will get this will get so much more traction. Use what you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't stop. Don't stop.
If you don't have good jokes, you might as well show off that incredible body because you're gonna get followers.
And this is about that guy who wouldn't be naked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't
can't
have
believe
have good jokes or a good body. And it's still happening for me.
No, in LA, people want to get naked, though.
do they?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Even people that shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because you guys are like doing a thing where it's like everybody's beautiful. Everybody.
That's big on the West
You
Coast.
think that's just the West Coast?
It's
Oh.
not in not in Texas.
Here,
You're letting people know. Like, keep your shirt on my podcast.
Yeah, no. Like we go like, hey, thanks for being. You're like you're naked in a funny way. Sometimes you go like
Yeah.
you're a funny naked person and you're a hot naked person. Texas is like that.
That makes sense. I was doing stand up on the Atlantis cruise, and this older gay guy walked by. We were just like out at the beach, all obviously in our bathing suits, and I was hanging out with the circus people who were on the cruise who were all
Do they call
gays?
themselves?
the gays, yeah.
Do they call themselves the circus people?
I call them the circus people.
Okay.
They were like a circus act, so they
Yeah.
were like
Acrobats.
acrobatics.
Okay.
That's what I should
Just
said.
clowns.
Acrobatics.
Freaks.
Fucking fat, the bearded lady.
But they were like
These middle-aged hags.
hags, just wearing only thongs in the show, like insane bodies. There was like 2 girls and like 6 like insanely ripped boys, all of them so hot.
Boys.
And this guy walked by and he looks at them and he goes, I saw your guys' show. You guys are so hot. And he paused and he looked at me in my bathing suit and he said, and you are funny.
I love it when
And
people
they
do that
thought it
to
was
me.
they thought it was the hot people thought it was like the funniest thing they'd ever heard in their life. They're like,
What then? Did you show off your acrobatic skills?
I showed off my ass hole.
The whole.
I'm sure that cracked the whole crowd up.
Yeah, he loved it. He was laughing
Were
and
you
laughing.
wearing like really
your
long
swimsuit?
trunks?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 1920s
Straight guy trunks?
Trunks.
No, I'm talking
yeah.
about like 2001 Volcom like capris. That's what I imagined for some reason.
You imagine capris?
But
That
not-
tracks for
Like
me.
Bermuda shorts. Yeah, like pedal pushers.
Yeah.
Pedal pushers. That's a lovely name, pedal pushers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Gay guys are evil. But
Wait, are you guys not from LA?
We
we
live in LA,
there.
but I'm
Yeah.
in New York for like 5 months.
No,
doing
where'd you grow up?
Long Island.
Yes, you said that, and you.
Ohio.
Okay, I was my guess Kansas City, but then you started talking. I was like New York for sure.
Oh, thank you. See, Kansas and New York.
But he knew like the shit stained parts of New York, like Long Island.
Every part of New York is lit.
It's beautiful.
No one
That
could
is
say,
not true.
Honey,
Upstate New York
from
is
the Catskills to Montauk.
you are not in a pageant, bitch. I don't know what you think you're doing.
I would love to be on the tourism board of New York.
it's
I
actually
want to be in the tourism board of Ohio. I love Ohio.
I feel like New York has great government jobs. I had an NPR about the lifeguards in Staten Island.
Oh.
I know. Sorry for pointing at you, but apparently they have like 100K a year.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but it's great if you
Well,
can get it.
well, the episode I listened to was factual, so
Really?
so it's true.
so
Never been lied to.
yes. And they were mad at this guy. The whole thing was he was supposed to be a job for kids or like young
Yeah,
adults.
yeah.
And this guy was like 55, and they're like, "You gotta go," and he's like, "No, this is a good job."
But then
It was like
could you
show
fi-
business.
How could you fire someone for being too old, even if it's a lifeguarding?
Well, so
Right.
what they did was they
You
go,
should.
you
Age
have to,
limit.
you have to wear a Speedo, old man. And he was like, no, I'm wearing my jammies. And they were like, no, sorry, we changed the rules. And he
Wow.
took him to court and he won.
See?
And then he didn't have to work.
That almost happened to
'Cause he
you on your
sued.
podcast. This man, you came in and you were like, you're gonna have to be in a speedo, and
Oh, he
was
couldn't
like,
sue me.
because I don't have any money.
Because he's dead.
But I have been accused of not necessarily creating a safe space in here. I've been accused, not convicted, but I have been accused.
Right.
And
Podcasts are never a safe space. Like, what are you
Are
supposed
they
to
supposed
create?
to be? Everybody gets fired after a podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We're expecting to be canceled after this.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're starting there. But
Okay, we're starting
you
fire.
you guys tell me if I was wrong.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So this person brought up a story about her life. She brought it up. I didn't even know this story. And the story was her mom shot her dad. And my first question was, with
kind of
what
gun?
kind of gun?
And I said that wasn't empathetic.
And then she was like, it's not. And I was like, okay, so then we're going to have to ask it 5 questions in then?
Right.
Right? Because I was trying to paint a story in my mind. And you guys have different stories in your mind going on right now.
And this is this podcast,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is supposed to be funny and light.
Yeah.
And so she's so serious that her mom shot her dad.
Thank you. Okay,
mean, come
so that's
on.
1 vote for me.
That was my question too. I'm interested.
You never know what's a bit with people.
Yeah.
That's the hard thing about comedy, right? You don't know where people's lines are, so it's like, if without context, it's also hard to know. Like, was she bringing on this story to be like, hey, I'm gonna share this like really vulnerable thing, or was it like, I'm doing a comedy podcast, so I'm gonna, you know what I mean?
I will say in her defense, we had been doing the show with only local people who knew us personally,
And they were all gun
and they were all
stories.
they were all gun stories. Yeah. And so when she came in here, I maybe we were a little bit more aggressive, and she didn't know us. You know what I mean?
Got it.
So I
And
think
it's
there's
hard
a
without context.
It's hard without
And
context.
gays,
Yeah.
tall gays
Context
are
is everything.
intimidating.
And we're intimidating. Yeah.
Yeah.
And context is important.
Yeah,
And
it's
he
all-
always
it's
says,
everything.
I love going into a dark room not knowing a thing.
Yeah,
Same.
So I don't need
absolutely.
context.
Same.
Oh yeah,
That's how I feel.
absolutely.
Who needs context?
Do you really love a
sometimes?
dark room?
Love.
Really?
I don't know if the dark room loves me.
Okay, well,
but
it's dark.
I show up
Yeah.
with a good attitude.
So you on Sniffies?
Everything.
Oh, whoa. My only experience with the dark room was watching them go into it on Queer as Folk.
You've never
You've
gone
never
to a dark
been?
room?
No.
No.
What's wrong
You
with you
neither?
guys?
I mean, I've been into a steam room where you couldn't really see.
What's a
There's-
dark room?
Please.
I mean, like the back of the...
How much time do you
yeah,
have?
how much time you got? I can list all the cities with the best ones and the
Really?
worst ones.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it. Let's go.
I'm scared to go in.
Okay, we'll
Wait,
say
is
that
there
on
one
the,
On
close?
the count of three,
on the count of three, we'll say the best one.
What,
One-
we're saying the city or the club?
the city.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Fort
Lauderdale.
Lauderdale.
Oh my God, my gay uncle lives in Wilton Manors.
Oh,
Honey,
we know
you gotta
him.
go to
Oh,
the
yeah, you know
Eagle.
We know him
Oh,
from
you-
the dark
You
room.
gotta try Ramrod.
Oh my God.
You gotta try. You gotta go to Fort Lauderdale.
I'll
The
ask
Eagle
her
has
if
a
it's the
dark room?
Yeah, the
Yes,
Eagle
but
Fort
someone
Lauderdale.
recently told me that it got cracked down.
Oh.
So.
Oh, really?
That's what someone just recently
the
told me.
How
real
dark
other
is
real
it?
good one
Is
is the
that like
Powerhouse in
knock
San
the boots
Francisco.
down, honey?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they were. The cops went in there and they're like,
cracked down.
"We
They
are
didn't walk
playing
in and
for
start
you."
voguing.
Wait, so what number one? Okay, when you walk
Okay,
into a dark
no,
room,
say the worst one. Do the worst one.
Oh, the worst one. The worst dark room.
City.
We're in the city. So we'll say just the city.
Say the
Worst room?
city. Wait, I need a second to think about the worst dark room I've ever been to.
Oh, come on.
You have one that you're thinking, like off the top of your head?
Honestly, I do.
I have a guess, and I'm gonna chime in
Okay.
at the same time.
At the same
Alright.
time?
Yeah. I'm gonna say
Okay,
guess.
you guys are going to be thrown for a loop with mine, but okay.
Yeah.
One, two, three.
Los
Topeka.
Angeles.
Madrid.
Wow.
What did you say?
Say Madrid.
Topeka, Kansas.
Whoa.
I
Topeka,
haven't been,
Kansas.
But honestly,
I don't really even know
Los
where that
Angeles
is.
has terrible dark rooms because
That's true.
There's,
That's a
there's
good
really
point.
no club to do anything like that there.
So a dark room is
Wait,
in
I
the
went
club.
to I went to
Yeah.
a.
Okay.
It's not a bathhouse, but it was like a Qzar. It was like
Okay.
I think it was a renovated Qzar, and the place was huge.
Okay.
but like all the places where you like might snipe somebody and shoot them with your laser,
Right.
were glory hole walls.
Okay,
and
so
like,
now that we're getting to the bottom of this, you have been to dark rooms.
You
Wait,
lied to us.
You lied.
but I could see.
Just because you're fucking in a Qzar.
Okay.
I sorry for me, I was like, how
That's a
much
good
light
question.
is in the room?
That's a good question because like the powerhouse in San Francisco is the back room is like technically a dark room, but we're allowed to say this on the air, right? Like, these clubs aren't going to be like, don't. What are you, cops?
people go there for that.
People go there for that. I think it's like legal and fine, but that one is like fully lit. Like you can see everybody, but it's
Okay.
like you're there to
Tastefully
hook
lit.
up.
Not really.
No, untastefully. Like you wouldn't want to
It's not like
like.
they have a little candlelight. It's like, ooh,
Ooh,
who is
the
it?
chandeliers.
No. Corner and a crack a light goes on someone in the wrong way. You're like,
I like that because I like to see a little bit of what's going on.
Yeah.
Total anonymity is not really my thing. And the one in Fort Lauderdale, you could see who was where and what was
that
what.
that was nice, and I appreciated that.
We're all about the
Sniffies
lighting.
did a pop up here and like a main club where you'll find like straight people at, like girls in this club, Coconut Club. Like straight people go
So
there.
were they at
it's
the
like the
Sniffies
Abbey
event?
for LA, I think.
Thank
I
you.
suggest perhaps. Sniffies did one, and they just did a whole like garbage bag wall.
Yeah.
And then they were like, it was just a dark room and fuck party back there.
Well, I don't like
Did you
that.
go?
I was with my husband, so I
okay.
wasn't gonna go.
Do you still have a husband?
I do.
See, you're making a lot of mistakes.
No, what I'm saying is I go to a dark room, but I'm not bringing him.
Okay, fair.
You hate to play with your husband.
I just
I think that's natural.
I
I think that's
Yeah.
normal.
I think it's, I just for me, if I'm in a dark room and somebody's like handling me with like all the like, no, I'm allowed to do this. I'm gonna like get the fuck off here. You know? How do you ask in a dark room?
That's in this
Just
day and age
because-
it's harder because you have to do kind of soft intros.
Yeah, that's a good way to put
Because
it.
talking is a buzzkill.
Yeah.
But touching is a no-no. Because so it's
Well,
I
eye
wait to be
movements.
touched.
So
Basically,
you do this, you just walk forward,
You
going
just,
like this.
It's like yeah,
Floating like a
yeah. You just like
Very
walk
ethereal.
close.
very ethereal.
Yeah,
It's all over the shoulders.
yeah. Basically,
I mean, it's kind of like anything else. It's kind of like a regular club. Like, you know right away if somebody's into you or not. And I think sometimes there are men who are like more aggressive and you got to like physically push them off.
Yeah.
And I have had to do that several times, obviously.
haven't
No, but like some older people of a different generation. It's the same thing. Like, you know how like, have you ever been in the dressing room with a boomer and they'll be like, oh, are you changing their clothes? Rah, rah. And you're like, oh, and like slapping your ass. And you're like, we don't really do that anymore.
Yeah.
What you're doing. It's the
yeah.
same energy
Yeah.
where they're like, they'll go right for it. And you have to physically be like, no. And then they'll do it 2 or 3 more times. You'll be like, no. And then you physically move away from them. One time, a guy in Fort Lauderdale announced to the room that he knew me from TikTok. While it
you
was...
like
In the
Wait,
dark room?
Wait, can you give us the line?
I literally was like I was doing something with another gentleman and I
were you
heard him 3 people away from me go, that's the guy from TikTok. And then he pushed people over and was like, hey, are you from TikTok? I was like, no. And he was like, yeah, you are. I was like,
Do you
what was
guys want to hook up with you more or less once they recognize you from the internet?
more.
More.
You don't think that?
No, I think for sure less.
You
Gay
think?
guys like mystery. They like to know as little as possible about you. At least me.
I think that's just.
I agree with you. I agree. They know. Yeah.
Well, it's one of two things happening. Either you want to know literally nothing and you like ass up anonymous play, or the other thing is like they're a fan of you and they want that part of it.
Yeah.
Like they're like,
Do you ever lie about who you are?
All we do is lie.
Yeah.
In the Uber on the way here, we're like, we're teachers.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean lie about who we are? Like,
I don't know. Like sometimes if a guy's,
Actually,
I'm
Robert.
hooking with a guy who's like I think is like hot or maybe he's like a little sketchy. I'll be like, my name's Cole.
But so who you lie is you still say someone like for anonymity.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'll say a different name.
oh, I've never done that.
Really?
Does it work?
Yeah.
And they never find you again.
Well, then it's hard because if you keep
No,
talking to them,
he
you're like, I
invites them
can't-
to his house, so I don't know why he's
Yeah, I'm
changing
like,
his name.
Okay, well, this is
They know you're undressed.
What's
so
Yeah, I
What's the full story here?
yeah, no, I mean sometimes you just have to be like, whatever. But
Yeah,
I can
Cole lives at
move.
the Suck Shack.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I actually hate bringing trade back to my place.
I do too.
I
I'm
hate
done
it.
with it now.
You go to theirs?
Go to theirs, or I do like to do it at fool around at the bar, at the club, or the dark room. As I'm getting older, when I want something to be over, I want it to be over.
Yeah.
You know, and if someone's over my place, it's hard to say mid BJ. I've had enough.
I have no problem saying that.
You do?
I'm 6'5", so I say like, please leave.
So you hit them.
Yes, yeah. No, I actually attacked them and dragged them out of my apartment and say, get out.
Fair enough. Tall people get to do what they want.
It is nice being tall because everyone, whatever.
Yeah. Being short, it works for the glory holes. You're just kind of looking up.
Yeah.
I bet. Have you tried a glory hole?
No.
Come on.
I have been like, maybe I should set one up in my apartment.
Have you watched those
that's-
Twitter videos?
I watch them
where
that-
people have makeshift glory holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
like
like
sick.
it.
I do too.
It
But
does
it's like,
nothing for me.
Really?
Glory hole does nothing for me. My whole thing is like the reason I like
I could
dark
be
rooms.
like I could be in like a Catholic glory hole. Like if they like themed it, I'm in. I
You're
just need a
Catholic?
theme.
You like a
Huh?
You grew up
backstory.
Catholic?
No. Nope. And I also like morbid boy porn.
Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Not Mormon. You know, I was in the Boy Scouts for like 3 months. I love Boy Scout stuff. But of course, these people are of age. Just for people who are listening.
Yeah.
They're 30-year-old boy, like men being like, I don't know how to put up a tent. Like it's that. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not
The name
weird
of
at
our
all.
special 30-year-old boys. No, yeah, I think I just for gay people, like there's, especially in our generation, not to like read you for your age, but like you're our age probably,
how
right?
old are you?
well, I know.
19.
Yeah, I'm 19.
19.
19.
I'm 30-year-old boy.
I'm about to be 30.
30-year-old boy.
Yeah.
You're around our, we're a little older than you, I think.
Well, I think, would you consider yourself Gen Z or no?
Millennial.
Millennial.
Oh, I was like, is that which one's that? I don't know. I
Gen-
think I'm a millennial.
You're a millennial.
I'm a millennial.
Millennial. But I like to be public. I want people to see me. And because I grew up like feeling not attractive, I don't want a glory hole situation where I'm like, I can't see them, they can't see me. My turn on is like all about validation. Like if you think this looks good, I want to know
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Well,
I
what
say
if-
that. I
but
said
what
that.
if
My
they
thing is I
don't
want to
like
feel
it?
like a gift. That's what I,
Exactly,
that's like.
exactly.
I want people to be like, thank you. Like my
Yes.
sex talk is all like, my pleasure, sir, and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. The accent?
Yeah, I go, and they go, oh, thanks for letting
Thanks
us
for the
come.
load.
Thanks for the, yeah. And I'll go, no problem, come back tomorrow.
Oh, like the butler from Parent Trap.
Yeah.
Like a British butler.
Love it.
I insist butlers be British. If I
They
ever get
have to
enough
be.
money, they're going to have to do the accent, even if it's bad. In
Right.
fact, I like it better if it's bad.
And if you're a butler and you're not British, that feels classist and racist somehow.
It is crazy.
It's like American butler, that also not part of our culture. That's,
We have rights.
Yeah, that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
British butler, that feels like also they get paid like a buttload of money.
Oh, yeah.
British butler system is like a real thing. Like they like go to butler school.
Really?
I
Oh
would
yeah,
be-
it's like a whole thing.
I would be a horrible butler.
Yeah, you
Terrible.
would.
Yeah.
You would. Yeah.
I don't know how to do anything like that.
But I feel like you'd be a good assistant to like a really wealthy woman.
Oh, you don't know me.
Yeah.
You would not be a good
I
assistant.
would not be a good assistant for anybody.
No.
No. Mm-mm. Terrible. Do you guys watch The Real Housewives?
No, but I listen to so many people who talk about them that I know what's going on.
Because his Sutton's assistant is like,
Gay.
that seems like gay, but it seems like a rough gig being a assistant to a filthy rich person.
Yeah, it'd be a nightmare.
And I feel like you could never be assistant because you're an alpha. Okay, let's go around and say if we think we're an alpha or a beta, not in the bedroom, like in real life.
Oh my
It's
God,
so
that's a straight
crazy. I
culture.
was peeing and I was thinking, God, you're so alpha for standing up right now.
Standing while you pee?
Yeah, because I always sit. I
You
always
sit when you
sit.
pee?
I like
when I'm home,
My boyfriend does that
exclusively-
too.
Exclusively. It's so much easier. I can put my elbows on my knees and look at my phone.
Whoa.
You stand when you're at home.
Yeah.
You
You
guys
stand
sit
when
to
you're-
pee?
I stand when I'm at home.
I always sit when I'm at home.
No, I'm a man.
No,
Prove
Drag
it.
her.
rude.
Also, we're tall, so it hurts actually to sit
It
down.
does. My knees hurt.
My knees and my hips.
Yeah.
My knees are hurting too. You think I don't use my knees?
Doesn't look like it.
No. You should just stand straight up.
No, I like sitting. If there's any time I could sit or lay down, I'm in favor of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you an alpha or a beta?
I guess I don't know.
Are you dom or sub?
Can I be bi?
No.
Can't.
Wait, is there a room for two alphas?
In a relationship? Or
Yeah, or
in this
friends.
room?
Because I actually think we might be two betas.
Boy, don't call me a beta on the podcast. We're an
But
alpha?
together we're an alpha.
I feel like I
like that.
but I don't know
Yeah,
what is alpha.
I don't really know, actually.
yeah.
I think
Well,
just...
alpha is like someone that's a bit more take charge. Like
Yeah.
it kind of steers the conversation, steers things in a way that they want them to go.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think our dynamic is? You guys are two betas.
I think we're 4 betas.
Drag us all to fucking hell.
I think we are 4 betas.
Here's the thing.
He's an alpha.
He
Okay.
thinks I'm an alpha, but I've been in therapy. So I know how to give and take.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I've
can
learned
see
that in
that.
the dark rooms too.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, yeah, you're good. You're a good give and taker for sure. You can play both sides. Our relationship works. I've had like no successful friendships or relationships or working relationships.
None.
Be until Michael, because I am so beta that I literally just like let people walk all over me and then I explode.
I don't think either one of us let anyone walk all over us. We're both regular things. People like don't talk to me like that.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
actually
that's good.
thinking.
Yeah.
Dylan is actually really good at, and he wouldn't use this word, but manipulating people. Like he
Have I
would
been
say,
manipulated?
I'm really good at getting people to do what I want.
Well,
That's manipulation.
I use my
But, like,
listen, I've known since I was a young girl that I have the capacity to be good or evil. Okay, and with my
I'm
powers, and
so
I choose goodness so
turned
many
on right
times. But I swear to God, I have gone to the dark side. I've been a dark witch for years before, but I am on my good era. But I know when I'm talking to people, like, yeah.
I also appreciate it. He actually manipulated me out of a relapse, so that was actually very helpful.
Manipulation can be super
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it's not like I'm like manipulating people to like have sex with me. You know what I mean? But like, I'm like, oh, look, whatever.
Then you're
don't-
not using your powers right.
I don't like. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like since I like make my own videos and all that, and I have other people that help me.
Which, by the way, are exploding. And I should have said this right when I met you, but they're
Yeah, you
always.
should
they're-
have.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't. Okay, but they're on my page every single day, and I'm like.
okay,
Okay.
sweet.
I've never
Yeah.
seen your stuff.
Well, clearly. But I feel like also you have to learn how, if you feel like you're in charge of something, you have to learn how to also word things in a way sometimes where it seems like it's something that you want to be done is their idea.
Yeah,
That way people are more inclined to go along with you.
I agree.
Now, is
Yeah.
this tour that you guys are on your idea?
Yeah.
Was it?
But I did have to manipulate him into thinking it was our idea.
Well, here's the thing. During the pandemic, we lived on the same street, like 2 buildings away from each other. And remember in like 2020, the only social activity you could do was go for walks.
Yeah.
So we just walked together and we're like, we should do stand up when this is all over. And cut to now.
Were you guys not doing stand up prior?
I wasn't.
Oh, really?
I was.
Yeah.
Hence where the idea came from.
The we part was basically you.
Because
Yeah.
y'all during the pandemic were like, let's make videos and like kind of blow up.
Well,
Yeah, that was
he
so
had
smart.
he had already been famous, I think, before the pandemic. And he was making a lot of like sketch comedy videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I started making my own just like front facing TikTok stuff. But he, I think, had like already a huge following before the pandemic.
Well, I was making videos for a while before that, but then I was like, I should do stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
just
when we would
love
go
the
on these
live.
walks. Sorry, go ahead.
I love the live. I love the live performance. Like,
Do you
I love the
really?
live.
Do you?
How
I
long have you been doing stand up?
like 8 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I would say I was like more into stand up. This is probably I started off at UCB and
Where?
Groundlings.
Oh, in LA?
Yeah. Because
Oh.
I went to Chapman in Orange County.
Oh yeah.
God, I'm choking.
He hates
My
Chapman.
friend, I hate Chapman. My friend Paul that I make my videos with went to Chapman.
Uh-huh. Paul Schutzner.
No, not him. The other Paul. Paul McGovern Jr.
Oh, love a 3-name thing. It's like
But he went to. What did you go to school for?
finance and econ.
Whoa.
Did you do your taxes already?
I'm kind of like in a what you call conservatorship.
Yeah, his husband takes care of all of that.
Slay.
Yeah.
How do I get that?
Yeah, it's hard.
A husband, girl.
I need someone to take care of my personal life
Yeah.
and my yeah. But I need that.
Yeah.
I need that.
Yeah, but finance isn't like accounting.
It's say what?
Like taxes is more accountants.
Okay.
Finance is more like where you're putting your money and like how you grow.
you know where to
stuff
put
like that. I know, yeah. It is always shocking.
Have you ever heard that
It is shocking to me the amount of times I have to be like lower, higher.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't know where the hole is.
It's
And
so-
I'm like,
it's
and they're
already
like,
so
and they've been
dark.
alive for like 50 years.
Yeah.
Well,
The
is
old
your-
one should know where the
They
hole
should
is.
know where it is.
Is your hole big though?
No, so little.
Only people with big holes say that.
Gaping.
Gay big.
Yeah. So, biggest failure. What are you
I love
doing?
this transition.
Do you want me to go first?
You go.
Sure.
Biggest failure. I've talked about this a lot on podcasts, but I went to theater school and I was kicked out of the senior. You know what senior showcase is? Like for
Yeah.
listeners who don't know, it's like you go to New York or LA. Ours was New York, and you and like your other 12 classmates do like monologues or songs or dance or whatever for like tons of agents and managers and casting directors and producers. It's like your introduction to the city you're trying to move to. You get representation hopefully from it. It's a big deal. You like work your whole senior year toward it and work on it forever. And they kicked me out of mine.
And this is like high school or college?
College.
Yeah.
And I was like there for 4 years and like trying so hard. Like it was like, it's like the thing you work toward. And yeah. And then they also didn't let me get my BFA in acting. I
Yeah,
had to,
you
like,
keep on saying they, but what did you do?
honey, I've never done anything wrong in my life.
What? That's also
I-
what
yeah.
I'm hearing are consequences. What were
The actions.
The
Yeah.
actions.
The similar to the beta thing, I was too much of a people pleaser and I let them get away with it because they were trying to make an example out of me because it literally had nothing. And I think they would say this now. It wasn't personal to me. But I was an easy target. I was a redshirt freshman, so I was supposed to be there for 5 years. At the end of my 4th year, I was like, I have to leave. This is like, I can't spend another insane amount of money for a 5th year. And I had almost no classes left to take. Like I'd done everything.
Yeah.
And the head of the department had just left. So there was like an interim chair of the department who was my acting teacher. And he was like, yeah, if you leave at the end of the 4th year, I'll talk to everybody. It'll probably be fine. You can still do showcase with the class above you, which is the class I came in with because I was there for 4 years. And then a month later, I came in and he was like, we're not going to let you get your BFA. And then I auditioned for Showcase as a BA, which like everyone can do. Like lots of BAs end up doing it. And they still kept me out of it. And his whole thing was like, he took me in his office and was like, we don't want anyone fast tracking out of here because they wanted our money.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
It was so
Totally.
fucked. It's completely
Yeah.
fucked up.
Oh, wow.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it really fucked with my head. And then it got
Did you
back
like
to
lose
me.
all your confidence? You're like, I'm never gonna be an actor.
I didn't say I was never going to be an actor, but I like tried to like white knuckle my way through it and be like, I can do this, fuck them. Like I was like trying to prove to them. And that's why it took me so long, I think, to get to stand up because I was like trying to prove to them that I could be a musical theater successful performer. And so I would like get up every day at 4 a.m., like go to these auditions and try to like make it on Broadway. When in reality, stand up was always what I actually wanted to do and was like the angle I needed to get to.
Yeah.
But it just took me so long because I was wasting all this time trying to prove to these people who actually maybe could have helped me in the long run if I had just accepted like because the other thing that got back to me was that they only wanted manly men because they wanted the University of Miami to like be showcased as like a school that
In the
maybe-
musical theater department, only manly men.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
But that
what a
was the
great
angle.
choice.
That was the
Yeah.
angle. It was like every other school is gonna have great dancers and great singers.
And we have everyone
We
here
don't
is Zac
have that,
Efron.
but everyone here,
A man.
all these boys,
Yeah,
all the
We
boys
wear
were straight.
flannel.
Yeah.
All the boys were straight, and they were all
No,
they
they
were wearing
weren't.
flannel.
No, they weren't.
They're actually straight.
That's so hot.
Still, you followed up. You followed up.
Hot guy.
You
Yeah.
say
Followed
again?
up with them because I said that for a while too.
They're like actually straight. Like I knew these boys really well. Not all of them are still doing musical theater.
Yeah.
But they were like, they walked on stage and they were like actual straight guys. Like they walk in the room and they'd be like, hey, and they shake your hand and that's how they present. And that's who they were.
Yeah.
And they wanted to showcase that. And so that's what got back to me. Who knows if that's actually true? Maybe I just like, they didn't think I was talented enough or whatever. But that's what happened.
Did you? I'm assuming that's pretty devastating, and you cried. But did you like go like, I gotta use this. I gotta like remember. Like I gotta capture
out of
this
spite.
this moment. And did you go like
inspiration.
memory alone in the moonlight?
You have to use it on stage.
Yeah.
Honey.
Yeah.
Use
Yeah.
it.
Did you?
I think I treat a lot of. I don't know. You guys probably feel this way as stand-up. So like, don't you feel like kind of everything that happens in your life, you're like, I can use this.
Every failure. is a
Oh
joke.
yeah.
yeah.
Yes. I am also from and I also am from a small town, so all I picture is just really making it and going back to the small town. Like, guess who made it, bitch?
Bitch, I would walk down the walls, the halls of my high school, and I would think that so often in my head. I would think like, one day I'm gonna be a celeb.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna come back here, and you're all gonna wish that you sucked my dick in
Yeah.
high school.
Were you having sex in high school?
No,
Yeah.
I fingered a girl.
That's crazy.
I did have sex. I had sex my senior year with a girl. Yeah.
Whoa. Was
But
it
not
good?
gay sex.
Yeah. Did you love it?
Honey, I loved it so much.
At the time, was it like fantastic? You were like, oh my God, I'm having sex?
Yeah, I did think like this is super cool and like I can't believe this is like the movies.
Everything, you know what's so funny? Everything in my life, I'm always driving, being like, "This is just like the movies."
Yeah.
Like right when I was like quitting alcohol, I was like, "Oh my God, I'm an alcoholic, like the movies."
Like the movies.
Like, my life is like destroyed. I was like,
Whenever I'm in a Tesla that has like that clear roof and I look up, I'm like, whoa, this is just like a movie.
"Yeah, it's the best." Were you having gay sex in high school?
No, I didn't even have gay sex in college.
Whoa.
No, I was a late bloomer.
He's
Yeah.
still not having gay sex.
I'm hoping that tonight's the night.
He's saying whoa, but he didn't go to college, so
I
it's
didn't go
not,
to-
that's not like
okay.
he's not like relating
Okay.
Yeah,
to his
you know
experience.
what?
He's like,
Drag
well, I
him.
had
Yeah,
so
when
much.
did you have gay sex, honey?
I didn't have gay sex until 20 years old, and
Hey.
actually it was a week before my 21st birthday. So let's
So
just say
work.
21. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. With a
Was it
guy-
good?
Yeah, it was fine. It was
What did you
like
do?
sweet. It was a side. I was a side.
Okay.
Yeah, with a guy I met on Tinder. Yeah. So that was that.
I love that apps and things like that wasn't a thing when I was sexually
I think
active.
almost all of that sex I've ever had is through apps.
Okay, so you can't find a guy in person.
No, honey, no.
Okay.
No.
That's
he's
crazy.
also not
I can't
trying.
You're
find- No,
6'5".
No,
not
I don't-
trying.
they don't care about me.
I don't believe that for
I
a
swear
don't
to
believe that
God.
either.
I swear
You
to
must
God.
be a
no,
chick magnet then.
Women, no, they love my friendship. Yeah, I'm a
You're-
bridesmaid.
Okay, so
That just made me sad.
I am. I'm a bridesmaid.
so
I
what do you
love
think
it.
the problem is?
I think I'm, emotionally not vulnerable, and then I actually do think I have such a bad body that no one want to date me.
That's
in your
actively crazy because
mind.
when I walked in, I did check you out.
Well, that's very nice of you, but no, you guys have no idea how
No,
bad
so
it
this is what happens. People go, I like you. He goes, well, you're a fucking sick,
Yeah, we
sick
just found
bastard.
it. We just figured it out. We just figured it out.
He said, you're fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
bitch."
You're a horrible trough pig.
One time,
then.
Yeah.
You like this? What's the?
You're
We
sick.
have a really close friend like you who I will never forget. Just sitting in my bar when I was bartending, complaining about how no one wants to bang him.
Okay, don't put me like that.
You're that. You're that.
You're always complaining.
You're
Like,
always
yep, yep,
complaining.
yep.
Nobody wants to have sex.
Three
with
different
me.
guys were hitting on him, and he was just kept telling all of them how they didn't want him.
That's
So I
so
was like,
funny.
this is obviously the
Some
problem.
things you have to keep in your head.
Yeah, okay, don't yell at me. Okay, this is crazy.
Wait, okay, so sorry. So
Yeah.
they what happens?
Happens? What do you mean?
Like if you're at a bar, you guys don't come
I
up
don't
to
drink.
you.
Bars.
So I
You're
don't-
allowed in still.
So, but I know that is very true. But we're doing stand up so much. I feel like there's never. Do you guys find that gay guys are at stand up shows? Like,
No.
No.
they're not. So it's like,
And
who
when
are
they
you supposed
come,
to-
we also, I think that it does happen is like guys will come up to me after the show and I think they think they're hitting on me, but I'm just like categorizing them as fans. So I just go, thank you very much.
Right.
Not like, yes, and let's get to know each other.
Yeah, come on.
And does that
Ariana.
not turn you does that not do it for you guys? Is hooking up with people who saw you on stage?
No, I just don't.
That's fine with me.
I'm fine with that.
That's fine. I'm fine with
So then,
anyone
what is
who's
it in
into
your
me.
brain that's like categorizing them as fans rather
So,
than fans
for
who wanna bang?
example, I was on stage when I met my husband. He walked in. He saw me doing something about like in my butt stuff, and he was like, "I'm interested in this." I was outside in the back smoking a cigarette, and he goes, "Hey, can I bum one?" And I was like, "Sure." And I gave him one, and I started like just continue on with my conversation. I didn't realize he wanted to share a cigarette with me. And so then he just kind of stood there and just like kind of whatever. And he goes, hey, can I buy you a drink? And I was like, no, I'm good. Like their Lone Stars are $3. I got $3. Like we're
Right.
good. And so then I went back in to get a drink, and he was like, oh, looks like somebody, he's a psychopath, somebody wants a drink. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, I do.
Uh-huh.
And it took me like that psychopath
So
that
you
if
need to-
any guy did that to a girl, you'd be like, she said no.
Right.
Right.
You need to be stalked in order to
Yeah.
be in love with you.
But also, I
And
understand
then be caught
you got to be caught.
and trapped.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, how were you to know? I mean, no one's ever hit on someone after a stand-up set.
Yeah.
That's your husband sounds like the psycho
gay
in my.
Gay guys are
That's what I'm
jealous.
saying.
Yeah.
Okay, we say what?
Gay guys are jealous. Once you are not performing, are like, I wish I was performing. That's how they always feel.
No.
Yeah.
No, that can't be.
Honestly, that I don't perform in LA that much because of that. I really think
Yeah.
that people are always going to be watching with like, different kind of lens, like a judgment lens or what is he doing?
If there's
type of
all
thing.
gay guys in an audience, nightmare situation. Now,
Yeah.
if there's a couple and they're scattered and not close to each other, it's fine.
I
They,
will
they can
s-
have a good time, but once they get all together, they're like,
I
don't
will
like
say
it.
we have found our way around that. It's actually been like a really beautiful thing. I agree with you 100%.
You don't have to.
No, but I do like doing stand up on like the gay cruises, like some of like the darkest nights of my life.
I'm sure.
Of like just looking at it like gay men who don't want to root for you in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And then starting to do this with Michael. Michael's fan base is almost entirely gay men, and we've had shows like we played Vancouver. The audience was 100% gay men.
There's about 150 seats of just gay men.
Gay men, and they were so supportive and loving us. But it's because they know us from the internet, and they do, and they. I think a lot of them are.
Built-in fans, so maybe they already
Built-in
they
fans, it's
already
very
love you.
different.
They're
They're
excited to see
coming
you.
for-
Yeah,
yeah.
They're
I think
coming to
most
support
of the
us.
people who are following us are gay men, and it is.
And they're coming to hate watch.
They fucking
Literally
hate
fucking,
us.
but we like it to see them. They fucking fail. And
you're
I
right.
fail hard, and sometimes I get bloody. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I'm not a
Yes.
pretty failure.
Oh, yeah.
I don't fail
Totally.
good. I don't fail with grace. You
What
know?
did you guys think?
I also lash out. That's my thing is,
Okay.
if a gay crowd is being like judgy, I'll go, okay, well, we can both do that.
Yeah.
You don't think I don't have that skill?
Yeah.
You don't think I didn't grow up, be closeted, being mean instead of being
Right.
aggressive?
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
do
can
that
tear
too
you down. I tear
sometimes.
myself down every day.
Right.
Yeah.
We can do it.
And then that always turns a crowd around.
Yeah.
I love it.
feel
Suddenly they're
like-
cheering.
I feel like it does. I feel like as soon as you separate them, they're like, actually, we're together, but like, he's a bitch.
You're in charge. You're the alpha now.
Yeah.
I
guess
You're the
I am.
Regina George.
Oh my
If
God.
you're
Oh
on
my
stage
God.
with the mic,
We're all alphas.
Oh my god.
when you're on stage with the mic, you're the alpha, and the whole room is betas. They
That's
want
so
that
true.
to be the role dynamic.
Yeah.
And if you let that slip, it's over for you.
It is.
Yeah.
If
I
they
think
sniff
that's what
for a
hap-
second that you're not confident, I do think it's almost impossible to
And
get
I
it
think
back.
that's what happened to Joe Coy at the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, that was bad. That was really bad.
It was rough, and I feel bad for him in a way because I don't know him, but I've seen him in things, and he seems like such a nice guy.
He does seem like a
But
nice
when
guy.
He kind of know he was lucky to get that opportunity.
Was he?
And
though? Oh, okay.
and he only got that because he came back into the fold because he was dating Chelsea Handler. And I think it's odd that Chelsea Handler hosted the other thing like the next night, isn't it? I think
But here's
the universe
my-
works in crazy ways.
Let me throw you for a loop
Okay.
here, though, because is he lucky, or have we just done something to stand-ups who are trying to host these award shows where nobody wants
Nobody
to do
wants
that?
that gig.
Yeah.
Who
No,
would
yeah.
want to do that? Who wants to do stand-up for a room full of people who take themselves so seriously that they're not going to laugh,
Yeah.
and then everybody and their mom judges what you're doing on the internet, and it's always negative, and you have like 5 days to write a bunch of really specific jokes about movies.
That
How
is
much is
true.
they getting paid?
A lot.
A lot, but still nobody wants to do it. Like they couldn't
Right, but you
find an
can
Oscars
hire
host for like
a
5
writer's
years.
Yeah.
You can, but it's still. I'm telling you, nobody wants to do this. Like they've begged Neil Patrick Harris to come back, and Ellen, and Kevin Hart, and all these people, and they all
They need
keep
a
saying no.
non-comedian to do it.
Yeah,
They need
maybe
a what?
they'll support another actress doing it.
They'll support someone that just is doing stuff that someone else wrote.
They should have Margot Robbie do it.
Please.
She's, people know who hates Margot Robbie, and
No
she'd be-
one.
no one.
Yeah.
I think she'd be
Nobody.
great. Or Emma Chamberlain.
No.
I love Emma Chamberlain so much.
I don't know
who
who
is-
she
who
is.
is that?
unfortunately.
Oh, she's just like a YouTuber. She's like 19. She's really thin and gorgeous and kind of like, she's like, I'm so weird, but we don't have to talk about her.
Okay, work.
Yeah.
But you remember when they had like no shade, but like Sandra Oh and that other white guy
Yeah.
who's like looks like everybody else was Andy Samberg?
Andy Samberg and Anne Hathaway.
No,
No,
that was James Franco.
Franco and Anne Hathaway.
That was hard.
that was
the worst
really
one.
bad. And then I
You
love
guys are
Sandra Oh,
watching
but
these award shows?
I
see
love
clip.
award shows.
Here's
Oh.
clips. We live in LA, honey.
Yeah, I know, but like if our friends are nominated, I don't think if Jimmy was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get something on the Golden Globes," I go, "Tell me what happens."
You don't like it at all? You never did?
No, I'm writing for the gay AVNs.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
Fierce, that's-
fun.
And they're like, "Don't worry, it's exactly like writing for the Oscars." I was like, "Well, I don't watch them." They go, "Oh, the Emmys then," and I was like, "I don't fucking watch that either." So I don't get it.
I've always had
I
an
don't understand.
affinity for
What-
gowns.
But you
What
get
don't
the
you
gay
get?
I
VNs.
hate. Well, I can write. I can write it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I just don't get what the appeal is. And like I'm only writing the comic relief part.
Right.
And even that is quite corporate. Like I mean, I wrote a joke. It's the Gay Porn Awards, and I thought it was like this is so perfect. And they were like, "No, we can't write
too
anything
crass.
like that." Well, I said this next performer brings a whole new meaning to wetback. Because cum on his back.
Yes, yeah, that's
And they said
racy.
they said it's racist, and I said no, it's racial. If anything, I don't know what the other meaning is. This new meaning is cum on his back. What
a hard
dark
sell.
thing?
It's a hard sell.
What dark thing?
I think they saved you by telling you you cannot do that.
Well,
joke.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah, I don't want Alec Mappa saying that.
Yeah, I
from the
actually was
podcast.
thinking Cave Maddox would say it. A
See,
very,
I don't know
very
who
white
that
man.
is.
You would recognize his
Maddox?
face.
No.
Are you guys watching porn?
Oh yeah,
Always. Why am I
wow,
not?
yeah. What's your fave?
the Golden Globes.
Yeah, because Joe Coy really got fucked. I like ones with plot, with story. Like, I really let myself go there. Like, if it's a doctor checkup, I'm like, oh my God, you're having sex with your doctor? Or if
But
it's
wait,
like,
do you need them to diagnose anything?
of course.
Oh, because I'm always like that part is to me. I'm like, that's not how you would cure that. That's not how you would check. You wouldn't do
Takes you
that.
out of
Well,
it.
they could be. They could have a HMO. You don't know how they decide.
I do
then.
like when they get the fucking sonar thing. What is it called? And they show it like going in.
I don't like that.
That's what is that? Twink
Sonogram?
Sonogram.
Well, I get a
when
sonogram with the guy's dick in his butt, and there's
Yeah.
some dude.
I don't like that.
I
don't
legit-
like that.
that makes me feel like sick to my stomach right now.
I
Like, I want to
actually-
see it like, oh, look, you
I
can
don't
how
need
big
to-
my cock is.
Yeah, I don't need to know what gay
We
sex
should
is.
forget. No, gay sex
No.
is disgusting.
No.
Okay? And, yeah.
wrong.
I also
we have to die.
I actually kind of agree with that, which is why I like another person in the room who's like,
Okay, fair.
I like an extra who's not gonna participate, but he's watching with me.
You
It's
need
like a viewing party.
Yeah, atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I can't go to the cinemas these days. Do they have those
movies.
Like-
Yeah.
movie theaters with
Yeah.
porn?
Oh,
And are you allowed to jerk off? Because I heard
I think
Pee Wee
they're-
Herman got like.
No, that was so long ago. I mean, when I was living in Oregon, there was a lot of like places where you can go and they're like single booth and you can like
Oh,
watch
really?
and jerk off. And there's like jerk off stations and stuff like that. I never went obviously because I'm a fear based person, but yeah,
that's the reason
they
to
are.
go.
Yeah, I'm too scared.
I wish there was that because I don't want to drive all the
But
way
you're
home.
in Texas, so that's not gonna. They're not gonna be like doing that.
That sucks. That sucks.
I love the gay bars in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, I will say Portland has some of the best bars It's a great drinking. It made me an alcoholic, you know, and
I could see that happening in Portland. The
Yeah.
weather's so dreary always.
and there's a neighborhood bar in every single neighborhood. You can like walk to any bar. It's great.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
So
My
it's-
porn is like, I'm really lately into like people that I have
No.
met in real life or having OnlyFans, like getting on their like seeing what their ex is all about, like their Twitter
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh, I thought you meant like who the person they
ex-boyfriend
used to
is.
date.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah,
I-
I like
yeah,
that. I
that's what I'm
subscribe to OnlyFans.
Just one?
Right now, I subscribe to
20.
during the pandemic, I was subscribed to like 20 at a time.
Really?
I would, because what were you supposed to do?
I
would
know.
let myself go there and be like, oh my God, I feel like I know this person. I followed them on Instagram for so long and now I see their hole. It's wild.
Yeah,
It was like, that was my social life.
but I would like I have bought people's OnlyFans.
LA, you guys had to. We were out here just like, yeah, we're opening up the bars. You guys like, no, you don't have to. If you just get an OnlyFans, you get it. Just
Yeah.
like the math you did.
Exactly.
Not in Portland. Portland, I was there for the. They were like, if you leave your house, you'll get shot. They were like,
will
we
ruin the
dare
world.
you to try to leave your house. I was like, I would walk around and no one would leave their house for months. I would be alone in the streets, me and the homeless. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I miss it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've only been on certain people's OnlyFans, and maybe I don't know what this is. That like once I watch everything, I'm like, I'm done. I never
Oh,
can make it past.
100%.
Yeah, I'm like
A 1 month only.
I'm a 1 month only. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm all done. I saw it.
I think because then the mystery's gone. That's literally the whole thing. It's like Velvet Rope syndrome.
yeah.
I'll subscribe and then 6 months later resubscribe and
Yeah.
catch up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good way to do it too.
Catch up. I haven't seen you. How are you?
Yeah.
Who you been fucking?
How's that dick big last 6 months?
Wait, you went to the doctor?
Yeah, you went to the doctor. Okay.
The best is when you've like crushed on somebody for a while and then all of a sudden they start to do that. Like all of a sudden they have an OnlyFans and you're like, I've been waiting for this moment for so long and now I can just see it. And you
Yeah.
want us to. It's great.
Yeah. I know sometimes it is when people you know that you're like, is this bad that I do that if I buy it?
Oh, I think they want it.
Yeah,
too.
probably.
But I get what you
they
mean.
made it. In fact,
Yeah.
I just started an OnlyFans, and if I'm gonna make it. You have to pay next month, and if you guys aren't buying, then I'm not gonna do it anymore.
But would it ever be weird for you if there were certain people looking?
My uncle.
Okay.
You want to have sex with him?
Yeah, but I would be like, okay, well, gay. Then I would rather him call me and be like, hey, I just want to let you know I am gay.
Do you think it's bad that Colton wants to have sex with his uncle?
No.
Gay is different, right?
Isn't that way too fast?
It's a weird way to ask.
Yeah.
But it's also like my favorite part is I never said which uncle, but we all kind of like, no.
You have a hot
Of course, you
uncle?
probably have a hot one.
No, they're all hot.
Okay.
But there's one he thinks will do it.
Wow.
But there's one he thinks will do it.
Oh my god.
So-
Anything goes in the South, I guess.
Yeah.
Seriously. Texas, y'all.
None of us are from Texas.
Wait, where are you from?
I'm an army brat, so that's kind of why I'm
Everywhere.
like, these guys they're trained.
Okay, now I want to have sex with your uncle.
Yeah. Hey, you do.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be that extra.
I'll
I'll be there just watching.
I actually really don't mind that because we went to Berlin and we were in the gay sauna and we were in the sauna and
See,
there was all these
secrets
people
are actually coming
they're
out.
walking around and at first I was like all these people watching and then I was like it's kind of like an exhibition thing. I was like
That's
yeah all
what
these
you
people
That's
watching.
what I like.
I do.
Yeah.
It
I
was
want to feel like I'm on stage.
It was funny to I like that.
I like
it was
that.
funny to hear the German moans because they're not like yeah, they're like yeah oh yeah oh heilige
I love that.
yeah
Whoa.
which was pretty fun. So I say go there. Now tell me what's your biggest failure?
I mean, it's almost like similar. It's like when I was in college, I went to school for theater also. And I didn't get cast in any production my junior year. And I was the only guy to not get cast. And let me tell you, when that cast list went up,
You lost it.
I lost it. I bawled. I cried. There wasn't a female shoulder I did not cry on. Everybody was like, Michael, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. But you know what? It was a major failure at the time. Little did I know I was going to move to LA 2 years later and face many more failures.
Yeah.
Please.
You gotta be good
The
at failing.
yeah, to be a stand-up, you have to be
Yeah.
perfect at failing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's constant failure.
Do
I'm
you
going to
get
fail in a little bit.
typecast? I was trying to be like, what role would I be like?
You?
gotta play. No, you.
Me?
I mean, but you could do
The
me
thing
later.
is about me, I rarely get cast unless it's something I make because people think of me as too specific or unique that I have to make my own person. People that are writing aren't usually writing Michael Henry. But I think that people should and think of me and cast me. But I really, the whole reason
What
I
role
even,
do you want to play? Like,
I want to play me.
Oh,
I mean, the whole reason I even started making YouTube videos is because nobody was casting me. Even a friend was making YouTube videos and didn't cast me as much as I wanted him to.
what movie came out in the last year that you were like, I would have been perfect in that?
God, it's so hard to answer that.
The Beekeeper.
I would be,
I just saw it in theaters and I was like, did
Was it
Jason
good?
No. It was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Really?
I was like, did Jason Statham write this movie? Like, it's really bad.
what happens? His mom gets scammed and kills herself?
No, it was just his neighbor who like made him dinner every once in a while. And he was like, she's the only woman that's ever taken care of me.
That's rough.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
I'll
think
probably
it's-
watch that.
It's
Yeah.
good. It's good.
But that actually sounds like my type of movie.
Yeah, you'd love it. It's actually.
If I could be in any movie, it would be like something like Napoleon.
You want to be
Dynamite.
Napoleon?
No,
Oh.
the new one.
Oh, I
if you
did
could
not
be in
see
any
that.
movie, what
It's
would
great.
it be?
If I could what?
If you could be in any movie, what would it be?
And Gladiator.
Oh no, I would be in Stepmom playing Julia Roberts, obviously.
And I'll be Susan Sarandon.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, but I don't want to die.
Wait, then you know what? I'll be Susan Sarandon. I don't
Okay.
care. You like,
I'll be the daughter who's mean to you both.
I regularly, when I was in middle school, would quote things I learned from TV and movies at my friends who I knew I hadn't seen them, so that I could like use these great lines to like win arguments or whatever. So I'd be like, you know, from Stepmom, I'd be like, you can either be you can pretend to be an adult, or you can actually be one. Okay, and people would be like, that's so good. I'd be like, yeah, Julia Roberts and Stepmom.
Oh
Or,
my god.
or Lauren Conrad, I'd be like, I want to forgive you and I want to forget you. And then I'd be like, all right, well, now we're in 8th grade. We have to go back to class.
Wow. Let me tell you, part of the reason I moved to LA is because of The Hills.
What? It's one of the best shows ever made. It's
So
actually
good.
something about, and I do want to say this about The Hills, that the fact that they're all coming out being like, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake. It's like, well, now I
know
never
it.
want to watch it again. You guys ruined the allure. It felt so real.
It felt at the beginning. I think it felt more real.
I agree.
No.
Oh yeah. First
No.
3 seasons.
Never felt real.
But you don't know.
You never watched it.
What? Yeah, no, I grew up with like that kind of money.
Okay,
That's are you more Lauren, Heidi, or Adriana?
That's what I was like, no, like I know these people. That's not
I
real.
say,
not
I mean,
real.
you don't know production.
I will also say,
I
like,
guess at this point I was 17 and I was just like, that's not real. And also, I'm still straight in this in this flashback. Still straight.
So did you spend time living in LA as a kid?
No.
No.
Well, my grandma's from West Hills, which is right near Topanga Canyon
Oh,
and
okay.
the Kardashians, which is
Calabasas.
Calabasas, yeah.
No.
well, and I stood out for 3 hours in a line to have Lauren Conrad sign a book for me a couple years ago.
Was she nice?
No.
No.
She was fine. But I tried to make jokes, and she was like, let me tell you something, tiny.
Really?
I bet.
So small.
I bet.
I
Yeah.
served Whitney once when I was working at a restaurant in LA.
She's nice.
She's nice.
Yeah.
And I major stars came in, but when it was Whitney and her friend, I said, I just have to let you know, I was obsessed with you and The Hills. I even watched The City.
Oh, yeah. That is
And
a
what'd
compliment.
she say?
Thank you.
I would say growing up now, I feel like growing up is realizing that like Kirsten Cavallari is like not a bad person.
Totally.
That's a big part
and
of
I feel
it,
like,
yeah.
a huge
a
part
big
of
part of that.
I'm turning 30 and I'm like, I'm Kirsten. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kristen.
I did buy into that hate. I
Yeah.
was like, I hate her and I hate Spence
course.
and I hate his fucking flesh colored beard. I remember
Yeah.
saying that.
Of course, reality TV does a really good job of making you really believe. I've always wanted to do a reunion that I host with like reality TV villains.
Like who?
And like, well, I would have Britta Filter, who's a friend of mine from, we used to live together and before she got on Drag Race. And then she was like, had a very bad edit. And then there's a girl from The Search for Elle Woods.
She was
has
very
a
bad at it.
bad edit.
She got a bad edit.
She got a bad edit. Like they make her look like a really bad person, but she's not. And there's a girl from The Search for Elle Woods. Did you ever watch that?
No.
Broadway, Legally Blonde, the musical. They were going to replace the lead actress. So they had a reality TV show on MTV. And they had like 10 girls like live in a house together and like compete. And there was one girl who they made her look like so horrible. And I hosted the reunion for it like on YouTube during the pandemic. I like got all the girlies together and was like, I know you guys never had a reunion, so let's do it now, like
It's
20 years
pretty
later.
epic.
It was really epic. And the girls really brought it, and they told these insane stories. And the villain of the season, she was 18 years old, and she said when the show was over, she would like go to malls and girls would like dump smoothies on her head and like corner her in like an H&M and be like, why were you so mean to Bailey, you bitch?
Bailey, not
what?
Bailey.
Bailey Hanks, who won the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. People are crazy.
Reality shows back then were unreal. They did
Unreal.
not care about how they traumatized the people.
Oh,
No.
Do you remember that show, My Big Fat Obnoxious Fiance?
No.
You have
Amazing.
to watch
It's
it.
amazing.
Every episode is on YouTube. The plot was this woman. Back then, they wanted to spoof people into thinking that they were doing a version of The Bachelor, and she thought that she was doing a version of that. But back then, if you sign to be on a reality show, they could do whatever they want because you've signed away to participate. So she is like, okay, they're like, you're going to get $500,000 if you can convince your family and loved ones that this fat, obnoxious person is the person you fell in love with on The Bachelor. And you're here because we're having the wedding. So you only get the money if you've convinced every family member to be at the wedding.
That is
crazy.
good.
It's so good. They
That
were
is
really.
what? It was amazing
I've seen
television.
Oh,
Did you ever see
whoa.
Joe Millionaire?
Yes.
Oh,
That
God,
was
yeah.
off the chain.
So fucking hot.
Yeah.
So hot. It was like he was like an 11,000-aire, and they like told all these girls that he was a millionaire, and they were competing it was like The Bachelor, but he was a millionaire. And then once the girl wins and he proposes to her, he was like, actually, I only have $11,000 and I'm a construction worker and I don't have any money. And she had to decide whether she wanted to still be with him now that she knows that he's not rich.
That's so fucked up because, like, obviously
You would
you
walk
don't.
away.
Yeah, of course. But, like, I know that I'd have to stay for the show.
No,
I'd have-
she
gotta
decided
bend.
not to. She
You know
didn't.
what? It's a lie.
It's a lie.
Yeah, like, I'd be like, well, you lied to me.
That's what she.
It's
That's
not
what
about
she
the mind.
claimed.
Yeah.
She was like, that was a lie.
But if you're going on a reality show, you have to expect to be lied to.
Yeah,
Hello?
I agree.
That's
I
so.
agree.
You know what's so funny is like I'd be like $11,000 is so pitiful, and also like if you looked at my bank account, we're not hitting one yet.
There's no problem.
We're not,
Yeah,
we're not hitting one.
There's only one.
You're not gonna hit $1,000.
Honestly,
so.
for real.
All right. Well, we only have 2 segments at the end of our podcast. The first one is, do you have any questions for us?
It's a segment called "Do you have any questions for us?"
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Have you always been hot?
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
Wait, what do you mean no?
I don't know. When I was like in 5th grade, no, like 3rd, 5th
I'm
grade,
hating the answer to this question.
I was like, I had an indented chest growing
Oh,
up.
here we go.
My eyes could not roll
so
further.
he
in
doesn't
my-
know that he thinks it's relatable. It's not.
It's not relatable. I don't think anybody has a redundant chest. I was born with a birth defect where I had a fucking hole in my chest. I'm not like everybody, right? No, and so
Not everybody's a victim.
I also had I have big teeth, and I really grow in my face, you know. But I don't think I was hot 5th grader, so I think I can let it pass. But I was always interesting because I was always a new kid.
Was that hard?
Yeah.
I
But
only
I
did
also
that
don't
once.
know different. I don't
Right,
know
right.
like what it's like growing up with people that you've known for 10 years.
Right.
I don't know what that's like. So I think it's weird that it's like translated into my life where I'm like, I'm so comfortable just like not talking to you anymore.
That is interesting.
Like I like, there's nothing in me that's like, "Ugh, I never see you anymore. I'm like, yeah, that's of course because you moved.
And do you feel like your experience meeting a bunch of new people a lot made it easier to like? Because I think as a gay person, one of the hardest things is like walking into a gay space and feeling like, dude, does anyone here think I'm hot?
Yeah.
Do you feel like because you were always such a new person and you're like conventionally good looking, do you feel that same thing, I guess,
It's the mystery.
that I feel that's like, oh God, or when you walk into a gay space, are you kind of like, what do you feel?
Well, for some reason I'm like, they're all friends, they know each other, and
Oh.
I'm gonna have to interrupt their conversation because I feel like and like having your conversation, somebody walks up, you're like, okay, no matter who they are, you're like, what are you doing? We were having a conversation.
Yeah.
So I just don't like. There's like, I'll be fine by myself. Is normally how I do it.
That's so interesting. The human psyche is like so interesting. Like we all have such a different Like that's
It's also you don't need to bring everything about your life into that room, but you do.
yeah.
You do.
You
and
do.
I also go like, if I don't feel hot that day, I don't want to go anywhere because then I think I bring nothing to the room. Because that's anybody ever says is like, well, he's hot, not much of a personality. And so then I'll be like, oh, well, I don't feel hot today, so I'm not going to go anywhere.
I'm trying to work on that. I apologize.
No, it's not you. I'm working on it.
I
Wait
was-
a minute. Yes.
I'm working on it for me.
I'm always like, I'm always every time I see him, I'm like, God, you look gorgeous. You know, but I'm like, I should start being like, you're smart. You know what I mean? Like,
It's like, yeah, with like little girls. Like,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to tell little girls, like, oh, you're so pretty. You should be
Yes.
like, you're very smart. Because
Yeah.
nobody does that to little
you
girls.
are so smart though.
I
You're
think
very
it's
smart and you're very funny.
Yeah,
I
I'd be
appreciate
shocked
that.
If you know,
I think that I overcompensate because I'm like everyone just talks about how I look, so I'm
It's so
gonna
hard
show
not-
them how
Colton, it's
I'm
so
gonna
hard
show
not to.
I'm gonna show them how much I know about history.
yeah,
I
makes
actually
sense,
don't know
though.
pop culture either, so I do feel pretty dumb in that way. I only know like about like the Ottoman Empire and like Mongolians.
Love that.
Yeah, but this is what happens when I bring it up, so then I don't bring it up. So we'll have to go to our last segment.
oh yeah. Our last segment is
If you were a gay
if you were a
man.
gay man, we obviously don't have a ton of gay men on the show.
Yeah.
So if you were a gay man, would you rather have sex with me or Colton?
And I will be bottoming,
And I only top.
and we both do oral.
I
And no one's
have to choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go first. You should think about first.
It should be easier if they're gay, but
Yeah.
it makes it way harder.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, okay, we're not saying it's a possibility.
Gay guys don't really want to have sex with gay guys either.
Hilarious.
Straight guys are where it's at.
Somehow that was the darkest thing said on the podcast.
In a
But
dark,
I think I
dark
would
room.
rather. Okay, so it's one or the other, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys both so versed that this is a hard question?
No, but it's what you don't think
Kinda.
personalities play a factor?
No.
No.
So you guys
I'm
aren't
not-
going to be
I'm not-
talking.
I talk. I'm very verbal.
Okay.
That changes things for me.
All right, I think I'm going to go with you.
Oh, thank you so much.
yeah.
Thank you.
It
I
was like
appreciate
getting
that.
railed. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're railing me.
Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're both.
I'm also like huge into side play.
But you're both doing oral.
Yeah, we both love oral.
Okay. I'm in.
Okay. I love that.
It depends on my mood. It depends on it depends on a lot of things. How
How drunk are you?
yeah. How dominant are you?
That also depends on the vibe.
The way
But
you just looked
tell
at
him.
me, the way you just looked at me, I could tell exactly how dominant.
No, wait. How dominant do you think? And then I'll tell you a phrase that he
Have you
likes
guys had
being
sex?
said.
No, we have. No, we have no.
like,
There's
negative
no sexual
energy.
tension here.
You can't have sex and then host a podcast
No.
together. That would be weird.
No.
I think you're like me, and you're like submissive in real life and beta in real life, and then in bed you're like kind of a dominant animal.
When I'm topping, I am very dominant, but when I'm sucking dick, I do turn into a dumb faggot, and I want to be called like a stupid little faggot while I'm sucking dick.
You're lisping the whole time.
But when I'm topping, I'm not like that. We have gender roles in this podcast, you know.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I fully get that. And then how verbal are you?
That's like, you won't know that I came until I go like, oh, done.
So you don't like moan or anything.
I guess
I'm
it
banging you from
depends.
behind. It's going great.
It's going good.
Really good.
Yeah.
How loud are you being?
Probably like, huh?
So you're doing warm up exercises.
Whoa, zip, zap, zop, you know?
If you're gonna do improv, I'm definitely gonna choose you.
Yeah. It's always a silly thing having sex with
Yeah.
me.
Are
but-
those your actual preferences in the bedroom?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What do you guys think we are? You think we're both verse?
Well, it just,
Well,
You-
don't lead them.
You are giving verse.
it felt
Well, I
like,
feel
I feel like we gave the positions and you were like, doesn't help.
Yeah.
So that to me just feels like verse, but it also sounds like
And we are
you
not
top mostly.
verse.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm verse.
I'm verse as well.
But I'm
more.
accommodating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
same.
the.
I think once I get like a really ripped body, I'll probably become verse.
You think you won't be able to be comfortable bottoming until you're ripped?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Once I finish 75 days hard, I'm going to be good to go.
Wow. Perfect.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Yeah.
for
Sending
having
how much
us.
love. Do you want to plug anything?
Yeah.
Is this live?
Yeah. It's all, Could you imagine?
Yeah, follow me at tmurray06 on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and come see me live in Portland, Maine, and in New York City at Joe's Pub, and come see us live in Boston and LA and
LA.
Vegas.
In Vegas. And you can find me everywhere at Michael Henry 915. And find me.
Thank you.
Thank
This
you.
has been fun. You guys know where to find us. Colton Dowling, Dylan P. Carlino, Jimmy Clifford. And like and subscribe.
Like
and
and subscribe,
hey guys,
you freaks.
write a comment. You guys, did you like that? Write a comment.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.